Shit don't go, man. They gon' jump whatever dick jumping at the time. I find it funny how you was acting funny around. You wouldn't let me touch you out. Think I'm disgusting, no. I probably won't get enough money out. I had to buckle down. You my motivation. You the reason why I hustle now. You know I find it funny how you not acting funny now. My name ringing money pow. Showing off your body now. Dancing to my music loud. Every show you in the crowd. Texting me and telling me I'm dead. I'm in the love you now. I could have been like Chance the Rapper. Penitentiary chances, I took a chance at rapping. Black sheep of the family, everything I touched to turn to shit. Nobody proud of me.
Uh-oh, Keys, you're the first one in here. Oh, hell. Oh, hell. Megan, how's it going? How's it going? We are just getting started. Now I'm worried. Because, dude, when you're the first one in here, we usually in the void. I can't see a count on anything. I can't see anything. Welcome in, guys. Here it goes. There's my count. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's Friday? Is everybody having good? We having fun? Doing good, having fun? Welcome in. How's everybody doing today? How's it going? Are we doing all the things? Are we doing all the things this Friday? How's everybody doing? Good chill vibes? I'm glad that those are the vibes by you. That is not the vibes over here. Welcome in. How's everybody doing today, man? How's everybody doing? Oh, nothing happened. The energy's just mad weird today. This afternoon, it was like dumpster fire energy. So if somebody could have lit a dumpster on fire and then it was caught in a flash flood and the dumpster was floating down flooded streets while being on fire, that was definitely the energy around 1 o'clock. Welcome in, Miss K. Nothing really happened. Like, nothing happened. However, that is how the energy felt around 1 o'clock. Like, nothing bad happened. I just walked outside. I was like, what is going on? How's everybody doing today? It's a vibe. I don't know if we want to be in that vibe, but a vibe nonetheless. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. We are just getting started. We're just getting started. The list is open. We are doing reads today for 12/12. We're doing 12/12 across the board. So if you would like something felt into in particular, or you would like a collective, not collective, that's the wrong word. If you would like a general, we can do that too. Or if you just want to get right down to the nitty gritty and you want to cut through the bullshit and you just want your damn answer, we can do that too. Welcome in. Hello, I was watching some of your videos today. Both were good. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I is greatly appreciated. I was talking about this yesterday. Sometimes I question the videos when I post them, you know. But after throwing cards 3 or 4 times and the same message comes out, as much as I might not want to deliver the message, they're relentless. How's everybody going? Tony, will I get the job? Oh, it's scrolled. Will I get the job that I'm interviewing for next week? Well, Miss Tony, we can feel into it for you if you would like. We have Cash App, we have Venmo, and we're doing reads today for 12/12. So if you would like me to feel into it, Miss Tony, I totally can. When you donate, just come back in. Let me know how you donated, and that's how you get on the list. So if you would like to be on the list, that's what you gotta do. Welcome in, guys. I hope everyone's Friday's doing good. I hope we're thriving, not surviving, you know what I mean? Maybe I should say not just surviving, because I want you to be surviving. But we want to be like next level up from surviving, you know? Happy Smile. Oh, welcome in, dude. Cool name. People have like such such interesting names. People have such interesting handles. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I think this afternoon there was one that was Little Big Trumpet. Little Big Trumpet or something like that. Just so everybody's so creative. that's what I hear by it. Everybody's so creative. Alrighty. Well, Miss K, I hope you have a little bit of fun then in this room tonight. Grinding all my life. Sacrifice. Hustle, pay the price. Alright, so we're gonna throw a collective here. Bottle crinkle sound. Cover your ears. We consolidate in that trash can. Alright, so we're doing reads today. It is 12:12 to get on the list, and I don't know what happened with the energy, but now I'm like slapstick stupid. So here we go. It's going to be quite the night, I guess, unless it takes a turn. So we have Cash App, we have Venmo. It is 12:12. If you would like something felt into, we can do it. Not a problem. Or if you would just like a general, just make sure you come back in. Just make sure you come back in. You let us know how you donated. That way we get you on the list. That's how we'll do it. Oh, well, good. I'm glad that you can feel good when you come in here. That's half the battle of everything. Humor is one of the biggest healers, and nobody realizes it. Because it gets a bad rap for being a deflection, which, I mean, it is, you know. But laughter is healing, and with laughter comes humor, so. Alrighty. Oh, transmutation. The energy's wild. Alright, so if you're in here, go ahead and continue to tap that screen while we bust out into this collective. While we bust out into... I don't know what that one just was. I don't know what that just was. While we bust out into this collective read. If you would like to get on the list, we have 12:12, we have Cash App, we have Venmo, and that'll get you on the list. It's first come, first serve. I'm going to be on here for maybe like an hour and a half today. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. What did I miss? I'm sorry, Miss Cat. Hold on. Wait, don't go nowhere. Let me read. So I have seen a couple of readers tonight just scrolling through. I'm not sure if you realize how good you are. I don't follow you, but just letting you know. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Cat. Cat Wolf. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's okay if you don't want to follow me. That's totally up to you. But I appreciate your kindness. And I hope that you have a great time, and you're more than welcome to stay in here. We just got in here for collective. We were just about to give her the old college try with the toss. So, feel free to stick around, but it's much appreciated. Much appreciated. Alright, guys, you know the drill. The list is open. It's 12:12. We have Cash App. We have Venmo. I'm going to be on for maybe like an hour and a half, maybe. We'll see. I'm feeling a little slapstick today, so reads might go way out there, and we'll see. We'll see. Kind of keep the energy up today after the dumpster fire energy that we had around 1 o'clock. Alrighty. I've unfollowed so many other readers because they're greedy and bad energy. Yeah, you know, I'm sometimes like too humble to where I undercut myself, so still a work in progress. So I believe we're never healed, we're always healing. But I try to come very just me, and sometimes that's serious, sometimes that's goofy, sometimes that's slapstick, but either way, it's full blown with my team, you know? 100% or we don't come at all. Thank you so much, Miss Cat. Michelle, is Michael still in love with me? So, Michelle, I can do a love relationship reading for you if you would like. However, I would have to place it in your energy, so Michelle's energy and not Michael's, only because I don't have his permission to play in his energy. But we can still do a love relationship message for you if you're wanting one. It's 1212. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. But I appreciate the question either way. You know, you don't know till you know. So, alright, here we go, guys. Let's pop off with this collective. So please, if you're in here, please tap that screen. Please share the live. It keeps us out on FYP, and it lets new people know that we're here and what we're doing. So it does help us grow the business and grow the services. I feel as though this is going to be kind of wild, and it might be someone's person in the room, but I feel as though that I have like a, I want to call him like a card shark, but he's not a card shark. But I feel like he played with cards on the daily, and I feel like he was one of those guys who would joust and like joke around while playing cards. Like he'd be like, all right, come on, let me see him, and he'd be like talking over and over and over and over and over again. And this like was his thing. Like he'd be like, alrighty, and I feel like he's like doing the jumble, alrighty. And I feel like he's very much boisterous, very much like, I don't know. He just seems like one of those goofy kind of guys who would sit down and be like, try your luck. Like, but not like it was his job. Like, he was just kind of a dork in that way. So, I'm not sure what that energy is at the moment, but just know he in the background. And the second I started shuffling cards, he was like, alrighty, here we go. Think you're lucky. Like, that's like literally what it felt like. You think you're lucky. I feel like he played blackjack a lot. I feel like it was blackjack or aces high. Maybe aces high. I don't know. Something aces. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, cool. On to the collective. God, okay, move away because now I'm just overplaying with the cards. He had something on his arm. Like a band or something on his arm. Okay, here we go. Woo! Guys, started at the bottom, now we're here. That was the second card out of the night and we dropped it on the floor. I'm hearing the battle of wits though. I'm hearing whatever the collective is going through right now, it's a battle of wits. It's a battle of wits. I feel like you guys are evenly matched energetically, and actually you have the upper hand. However, there's like there's still a mental blockage for you there where you still think you're smaller than somebody else, even though that's not actually the truth. That's not the universal truth of it. But because you still hold yourself to this kind of perspective, it's like you've kind of taken the thing, like taken the, I feel like it's like a battle. Taken the battle out of your emotions and out of your energy and out of your like power and into a battle of wits. Now I feel like we're playing tit for tat. Somebody here is playing tit for tat. I'm not, but thank you. I'm not though. Completely different time zone. Keys, confirmation. Let's put a pin in that and you know exactly what I'm talking about. I feel like this is a battle of wits. Hold on. Now my team's splitting off. Let's see if we can get them back on track. Wall tap for confirmation. Oh, goodness. No worries. Anytime. I appreciate it. Alrighty, here we go. I feel like someone's putting a new deal together. I really feel the need to say it, and I feel like a new deal is a new start, a new deal is a new beginning. That's what I feel like your deal is. And I want to say you've cultivated it for yourself. I want to say that you're no longer naive. I want to say that you are somebody who has grown a lot. But you hold your cards so... As we said, a new deal, a new life for yourself. We have the rebirth card that just fell out as I went to pick up my deck. It fell out of the bottom. We're keeping it. Confirmations all around. But somebody here is really, really grown up. And they've grown up hard. And I mean like they've grown up hard. Through lessons, through determination. They have had to forge their balance. It didn't come easy to you. It was a struggle every step of the way. 1 step forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps forward, 4 steps back, all to move like a half a step at the time. And this is the energy that you've been fighting through. And as I said, fighting through, we had the 5 of Wands out as a bridge, along with the 7 of Wands in the very same bridge, fighting for yourself, standing your ground, knowing your worth. This is where you're at right now. Your perspective on things is changing. And this is causing your wish fulfillment to come in. This is causing your emotional balance to begin. As we're saying you're birthing things new, we have the Empress card out here. She's the builder of worlds. She's the thing that births the new beginning. This is able to be have happened through hard work and through dedication. I feel the need to tell somebody here that they're not trapped. They couldn't be further from it. Oh, goodness. But you do need to let go of certain things. Oh, I don't want to go here. I don't want to go here. Somebody needs to let go of a partner or a situation that is no longer beneficial to them. When you're the giver and you keep giving and giving and giving and giving and your reciprocity isn't there, that's when you know. When you're not prioritized, but you have to prioritize everything else but you, that's when you know. When you catch somebody in lies and you get gaslit, that's when you know. When you end up apologizing for something that's not your fault, that's when you know. All of these things are happening right now, and they're talking about this being a necessary thing, this being something that was led to you for a reason, because it was a lesson. But there's a blessing hidden in it. There's an emotional blessing hidden in it, because I feel like even when this person couldn't love you, it made it so that you had to stand up and love yourself. It made it so that you had to know your worth, you had to find yourself, and because you are who you are, and because you have done trial after trial after trial in different spaces, different places, with different faces, and you've done it a time and time and time again. You were just somebody who had to learn through doing. You were somebody who had to experience it until you were good and ready, until you were good and tired of putting up with it anymore. This is your connection on full blast, and I know that sounds funny. This is your connection to self on full blast, because now you're irritated. Now you're irritated at the fact that you're even in this energy. You're irritated at the fact that you're not seen. Forget about heard. You're irritated that you're not seen, and I feel the need to tell somebody in here that you feel like your emotions don't matter. They do. They do entirely. Your feelings matter, but this is part of the journey, and they're telling you to have patience, because what this is doing is it's forging you. It's turning you from coal into a diamond. You are somebody that had to learn the hard way, but learning the hard way makes you hard, and that's where you get to shine that radiance. That's where the shape shift comes from. I feel like you're somebody who has, this is not meant to sound mean, but chased your tail. You have spent a lifetime chasing your tail. Over and over and over and over again. But you know what you have done? You've also learned a lifetime of wisdom on that road. You've also learned a lifetime of knowledge on that road. You've learned a lifetime of different ways of doing shit on that road. And you've learned from everybody you've been in contact with. Everything and everyone that you've encountered. You've walked away with some piece of something. This is further building your tools. I feel the need to tell somebody you have not lost anything. You have not lost time. You haven't wasted it. You haven't strayed from your destiny. This was it. You're a hard-pressed learner, and you had to learn the hard way. We're not taking any of these because they came out as a book. Whew. All right, now we're just getting sassy. This is your forged... I was going to say this is your forged fire, and the fire card comes out. This is your forged self. We're going back to the brimstone and fire, but this is your balance. I have the 26 out here. This is your balance. And you fought for it. I have a 5 again, and I have a 5 on the table. And we have a 22, which is for... Excuse me, transmutation. This is not easy. As we're talking about the radiance from before, we have the diamond card in the bottom of the deck. Your connection couldn't be any more in tune with self. And I feel the need to do these sassy cards. I don't know why, but we'll do that. Your connection couldn't be any more in tune with self right now. You know what you need. You know what you need. You have the perspective you need. You have the tools because you spent a lifetime cultivating them. And I feel like you know this. I feel like right now what you're overcoming is the mental struggle of your humanness. And your humanness is the one who wants to judge things. Your humanness is the one who wants to tell you failed because you didn't live up to some weird expectation that you placed on yourself years ago. It says, look at the fucking moon. Just look at that thing. It's lovely as fuck, right? You're welcome. And then this one says, grab life by the balls and make it your bitch. Sometimes life is just waiting for you to meet it at the same level of energy it's been stomping you with. Thank you. My goodness. And when that's the case, sometimes you just need to get all the alpha dog on it and be like, listen, bitch, note of caution. Make sure you know what you want in life to do when you get its attention. Keep hold of life's balls and point them where you want to go. Otherwise, that mixed metaphor is totally going to pull on the leash and poop on your lawn. So they're telling you to trust what you want, to trust where you're pulled, to trust where you're taken. Because I feel like they need to say like your heart of hearts. Someone's heart of hearts knows exactly what they want. Somebody's heart of hearts knows exactly where they want to go, exactly where they're being led. And I feel the need to get the Lonely Wanderer deck because I feel like you've had to do a lot of soul searching to get here. I feel like you've had to do a lot of deep dives. You had to sit with yourself in hermit mode, even though the hermit card hasn't been out yet. You've had to sit with yourself to get here. At some point, you had to. You had to have a come to Jesus meeting with yourself. A coming to terms with shit. You don't get here if you haven't had one of those. So I'm sure this deck is gonna... Woo! Finding your night self. It's finding your light in the darkness. It's finding your shining bullshit at the bottom of the well that is you. When all seems dark, you found your light. This is exactly what we were talking about. When all seems dark and dim, you found your light. This is exactly what we were talking about just a minute ago. So if you guys need any more confirmation, this is the climb up. And I know it sounds and feels like it's the fall down, but it's not. It's the climb up. It just has some weird altitude going on. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. I hope everyone's doing good today. I hope everyone's having a fun Friday night. I hope we're enjoying I was going to say the weather, but then I remembered it started to snow over here, so now we're not enjoying the weather. How's everybody doing tonight? The list is open. I'm going to scroll back through these comments to see what I missed when I was blabbing. The list is open. We have Cash App, we have Venmo. It's just 12/12 today, so if you guys would like to get on the list, go ahead and donate. And come back in, let us know how you donated so I can check spaces and put you on the list. First come, first serve, and that is how we'll do it tonight. Welcome in, guys. Let me scroll through this. Thank you so much for smashing that screen. Thank you for sharing the live. It really does help. It really keeps us out on FYP. No problem, needed a psychic. Bless your day. I'm sorry. So, I don't know if you're still here, but we do... Oh, psych.connection. Okay, yeah, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. Well, I'm glad it resonates, Miss K. Hello, Dream Angel. How's it going, dude? I haven't seen you in a minute. I just got here. Stop calling me out. Well, welcome in. Why you calling people out? Under pressure. Now you done did it. Because now that's going to be in my head like nobody's business. Damn, this hit. I didn't even mean to tap in. Dude, that happens all the time. You would be surprised the amount of people who are like, I didn't mean to do this, but then you said something, and I'm like, yeah. Spirit knows what's up. They know what's going on. Can you hold it so I can something up, please? SS up, please. Can you hold it? Can you hold it up so I can maybe see it? What did I need to hold up? What card? What card? What card did you need me to hold up? Spirit knew what I needed to hear, damn. Trying to trust the process. Oh God, Nicholas! Jesus. Jesus. Take the wheel. Trying to trust the process and let myself heal. I wanted to screenshot the sassy one. Oh. You wanted to screenshot the sassy one? Alright, hold on. It's in here somewhere. I'm assuming it's by the balls one is the one that you want, I'm sure. Alright, here we go. Here we go. I found it. I found it. There you go. There you go. Alright, let me check my Venmo. Apparently I'm gonna be sweating bullets tonight. All the pressure. I make no promises. I feel like last time Nick got like a baby mediumship read. I make no promises that's what's gonna happen. Oh, hi Mallory. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Alright guys, so the list is open. I'm gonna check Venmo, but I think I have a Miss Linda and a Chris on my list so far. God, now I'm like nervous. Now I'm nervous. Alright, here we go. Let me see. Let me see. Don't do this to the left. Alright, so I have Linda, Chris, and Susan. That is who I have on the list right now. Linda, Chris, and Susan. Alright. Holy hell. Alright. Nicholas. Is your mother here? Is your mother here? Alright, so I'm assuming you're gonna be typing for her. Unless she has her own thing and she's... But... Would you like... Ask... Feels weird calling her by her first name. Ask Linda. Ask Linda if she would like a general or if she would like a specific question or topic to be felt into. Because she gets to pick. Just like everybody else. General. Alright. Alright. I feel like this could just be her energy, but I feel slightly like anxious, but also slightly skeptical. Like I feel like if I was not me in this position, I'd be like, we'll see. Like it's like this, like kind of a face. So I just want to let you know, I feel like I can see your face and I can feel your energy. Alright, so let me plug this in before I lose connection and then everybody's upset at me. And then we'll pop off with Miss Linda. Where's Miss Linda? Alright. Here we go. Alright. Do you have a picture that you look at a lot? Do you have a picture of, my instinct was to say grandma, but I don't think so. I think it's grandpa. Do you have like a picture? And I don't want to say you talk to it, but I feel like this is a picture that elicits an emotional response. It's not just any picture, and it's not just one of many in the album. Like I feel like I need to say it's like not very big. I don't want to call it wallet. I can't tell if it's colored or not, but I feel as though you look at it in maybe your bedroom, because I feel like I'm seeing a bed in the image that he's showing me. And I feel like there's like this picture that either you're sitting on the edge of the bed, you're sitting on the end of the bed or something, and it's just like this picture or something. I don't know. He's kind of talking about like feeling in over your head sometimes. Like feeling a little bit I want to call it emotionally stressed. I don't know if sometimes you feel like you're not doing things enough, but he's talking about how you do more than enough. I don't know, like he's giving me the feeling like he's talking about how it's like almost like he's giving me like the I don't know how to put it into words. He's giving me like the feeling of almost you being like a matriarch, like I would view grandma, kind of like kind of that glue that would kind of hold things together. And he's talking about the weight of the emotional like responsibility of doing that. And he's saying sometimes like you're a little bit too hard on yourself. He says he's doing this. Like he's like he's not like really hard. It's like he's swaying his whole, like I feel like maybe it's this. It's like his whole wrist is moving, but he has like a loose finger up, like his hand's kind of like not stern and pointy or anything like that, and he's not wagging his finger. It's like he's going like this. And I feel like he's just listening to the fact that you're too hard on yourself. I feel like you're your worst enemy. I feel like you really are, but I feel like nobody would know that on the outside. I feel as though you smile and you have it all together, but then I feel like sometimes in the very back, you're like 2 seconds away from losing it. And he's just talking about every time that you feel like you're 2 seconds away from losing it. He's gonna make me cry. Fucking asshole. When you're 2 seconds away from losing it, he's sitting right next to you. He's talking about how, he's like saying the word hard times. He's saying the word hard times. Over and over and over again. But almost like commending you for overcoming the hard times. Not like saying that you're currently in hard times. But he is making mention of the weight and pressure you put on yourself more than anybody else in the family. He's saying it was also your mother's burden. If you ever questioned if she felt the same way, there was a lot of times, he said, where she did. And he said every once in a while, he makes me feel like every once in a while you saw it. Every once in a while, you would kind of see like her moment of like losing her shit. But he's talking about how she did a lot of that in silence, the way you do. And he's just talking about how he sits there when you feel, he's just like in over your head. Like that's the only way that I feel like he's saying it, like in over your head. So let's see if he has anything else to say before we move on to your cards. I didn't realize he was in the room. Didn't realize he was in the room. He's kind of laughing. He's talking about how he watched you going through the house. He's kind of laughing and saying you didn't need everything. Like, he's saying you didn't need everything. And he's like showing me, I don't know what that would be. I don't know. He's showing me like drawers, but like drawers that are doors. So I don't know if he's just talking about how you went through everything, but he's kind of laughing, like belly laughing, and kind of doing like one of these, like you didn't need everything, like kind of a thing. Have you been, I feel like you might have been feeling him the last maybe week or so, around, or no, I feel like it's the last week or so. I feel like you might have had an inkling, that he was kind of hovering. He hovers a lot, and you call him in by accident. You don't purposely be like, all right, come here. Like sometimes you do, I guess, but he's talking about like how your energy pulls him in, almost like a frequency. When you get to a certain level of energy, whether you're wanting him present or not, or whether you're consciously thinking about it, he's saying he can feel it, like kind of like a spidey sense. And he's right there, like instantly in that moment, he's right there. Alright, let's see what your cards have to say. Hold on, he's talking, hold on. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he was going to start talking, and then he just didn't. Alright. So, goddamn, he's still standing right up on my ass. But he's not saying anything. I almost dropped the card on the floor. He's talking about, he's starting to talk about a different way to decompress for you, off of work. And he's talking about how, he's calling them like dynamics? How dynamics have changed and, decompressing for you off of work has changed. So I don't know if you've switched up what you started doing, to separate your work from your home life, but it's now that you've hit like this phase where work's just work. Like, I don't want to say you don't give a shit no more, but like, it's just like work's work and home is your freedom. Like, family is your freedom now. Like, you're not bound by it. And they're talking about issues at work, like a struggle at work. And you're starting to find a better balance. And as I said, better balance. We have the balance card out here. You started finding the better balance to things. And you've worked really hard to build what you have. I feel like he's commending you for building what you have currently and not giving up, because he's talking about rough years. 9:29 on the clock. Palindromes are huge lately. He's talking about rough years. Like, some years were hard, but you managed to keep what you built. I didn't hear the whole saying, but he's talking about something about a castle or a king in a castle. I don't know what he's saying. I can't hear him. He's a little bit mumbly. So they're talking about you've kind of entered an era of your life. I'm gonna switch off of him and onto team. So they're talking about how you've entered into a part of your life that you've prioritized yourself. Instead of putting everybody else first, you've begun to prioritize yourself in your self-love and your self-care, giving time for yourself. But you also have, transmutation, sorry. You also have increased, when you've increased your freedom, you've increased your strength and your courage, moving through a lot of things that you've dealt with in your life. Like really quick forward movement, like things aren't moving slowly anymore. They're going super fast, and you're walking away from the idea that you failed at anything, and you're starting to realize that you don't need to they're saying like self-sacrifice in any sort of way. Like, you've now found room for everything. You don't have to give up anything. You've made space for everything in a little bit of like, it's like you made space and time for everything, so that way you don't have to cut one thing out, is what they're talking about. Yeah, they're talking about how you've moved away from financial difficulties, and you're bridging through foundational issues. You're bridging through home issues, is the way that they're talking about it. You were in a moment a little bit ago, they're saying that you were almost dissatisfied. I'm going to use the word bored, like almost uninspired bored, not actually like upset with any one thing. You were dissatisfied in the fact that you were kind of bored. You were kind of stuck in like this stagnant pattern. But I feel like that changed, and I'm going to be honest, I feel like that changed with your baby. I feel like that changed with the grandbaby. And they're just talking about you're starting to bridge back into a little bit of trust in self, because I feel like you're not somebody who trusts easily. I feel like you're a very realistic person. And I feel as though you see people's bullshit a mile away. That's also been a defense in your life. It's also been something that has that it's kind of kept you on your toes, and now you're finding that you don't need to be so harsh in that way. You can kind of relax a little bit. I do feel like this is a rebirth for you. I do feel like this is you kind of lightening your self-placed burdens and lightening the weight that you've placed on yourself all these years. I feel the need to tell you you're getting more connected. I don't know if you feel as though things have been picking up for you, and I mean so in like a spiritual way, even though that might sound kind of weird. I don't know if you've been noticing, I don't want to call it, maybe intuition, but they're almost making me feel as though you're kind of getting pulled or led or sparked in a different direction, to where it's like you're becoming interested in things again. And I feel like I need to say again, because I feel like you might have been interested when you were younger, and I'm not getting like super super young. I'm kind of getting like teens and like maybe into the 20s, not like 6. And they're just talking about how you're reigniting your fire, and your fire is your passion when we start working with elements in self. And they're talking about how you're going to start beginning to unlock secrets. And I know this is kind of crazy, and this is not where we ever thought this was going, but you're going to start unlocking secrets. And I feel like your secrets are going to end up being tied back into family lineage. So I don't know if you've had questions. I don't know if you've had questions regarding your family, like way back, like great-grandma back, or great-great-grandma back. Like, it's giving me the feeling like you're searching for something, but you might not even know what you're searching for. But they're talking about you're going to have a breakthrough here. And as I say that, we had the breakthrough card that just popped out. You're going to have a breakthrough here. So I feel like you're in your question stage. I feel like this is part of your, not only your self-discovery, because your lineage is you, and it's tied into your bloodline, it's tied into your power, and it's tied into your energy. But I feel like you're going to be issued it in a way that it's kind of going to fall into your lap, and then things are going to start to make sense. I really do feel like it's going to be through word of mouth. You're going to be talking to somebody, and something's just going to be like, what? Or you're going to come across something, and you're like, that makes total sense. It's going to be something really weird, and they're almost like questions that I feel like you have subconsciously. You subconsciously have questions, or you have curiosities. Maybe curiosity is a better word than questions. Like, I feel as though you're being kind of pulled somewhere energetically, and you're a little bit hesitant to go, because your logical brain's like, this sounds sus. Like, I don't know. And I'm gonna be real honest. I feel as though your gut, your intuition, is gonna overrule you at some point. And you're going to kind of get pulled into, I'm going to call it like your secretiveness, where you kind of start, we call them puzzle pieces. You start putting puzzle pieces together, and things just kind of start to make a little bit more sense for you about yourself, and about, I want to say part of growing up. I don't know if that's going to make sense for you, but I want to say part of growing up is going to make sense, like make more sense. Why things were the way they were, why you felt the way you felt, why, like, it's like a weird, they're making me feel like it's gonna be like, where you come into self more, where you understand your upbringing more, and the energy surrounding you when you were a child. I know that sounds weird, but that's what they're talking about. How it's gonna end up sparking something completely different. Hold on. Do you have, I feel like you have, I don't know what it is. Do you have like a, so your mother is showing me, it's like maybe this big. It's maybe this big I don't know if it's a purse or a wallet. I feel like it doesn't really have pockets. Like, I don't feel like I could put credit cards in it. It's maybe like a hand or full too. Did she just have like a change purse? Did she just have like a purse that was just for coins? Would that make sense? Does she have a purse that was just for coins? I feel like my ear's ringing. I wonder if she's talking about... I want to say it's velvet, but I can't really see it that well. I want to say it's velvet, but I can't, like... I'm having the urge to say velvet, but, like, I can't see what she's holding very well. But I feel like it makes noise, and I feel like it's kind of movable, so it's like a... I don't want to call it a sack. That would be weird. But, like... I don't know if she just had, like, a coin purse, and there was, like, change in there, but, I feel like she's kind of talking about cards. I feel like she's talking about 9:39 on the clock. I feel like she's talking about cards. So I don't know if you haven't played cards in a while, or, if nobody plays cards anymore. But she wants to get into a game, I feel like, of cards. So I don't know if that's something that you guys used to do. I feel like she's talking about almost like a rite of passage. I don't know if this makes sense. I feel like she's talking about kind of like a rite of passage, where, like, almost like she's saying now, like now you're old enough to play cards. Like, I don't know how that would make sense, but, like, she's making me feel like this was like a thing. Like, I don't know if it's like she keeps saying the girls on repeat, the girls. Like, I don't know if she played cards with, like, girls. I know that sounds really creepy the way I just said that, but I don't know if she played cards with, like, a group of women. I'm not really 100% sure. But she's making me feel like now that you're older, you can be privy to the card games, where before you weren't. I feel like she's gonna hit me. I feel like she's gonna hit me because I don't know this, but I feel like she's gonna slap me. I don't know. She's talking about a rite of passage for playing cards now. Like, now you, like, it's giving me the feeling of, like, the big table, little table, like we used to have growing up. Like, it's like your step up, and she's talking about, like, loving to play cards with you. I don't, like if you were to bust out some cards and sit down and play, she would be right there. And I feel like that's where this purse is coming in. So I don't know if she actually brought money to card games and, like, card sharking up some people. But she's talking about playing cards. Like, a lot. It kind of gives me feelings like that's something she would like to do with you, so I don't know if you have the ability to play cards. And I don't mean, like, you don't have to be like, alright, like, Ma, go ahead, like, you're like, no, but, like, she would love to watch you guys play cards. I don't know. She would love to watch you guys play cards, and then in spirit she'll play cards with you. She gonna hit me, I can feel it. In spirit she gonna play cards with you, but you don't have to, like, I feel the need to tell you that you don't have to set a hand for her. She just would love to be a part of a fun game of cards. So, yeah. I feel like she's gonna hit me because I didn't know the card thing. I feel like she's gonna hit me because I didn't know the card thing. I hope I don't get hit. Do you have anything that you would like said again, reiterated, or do you have any question that you would like to ask or something now after all of that? I'll scroll back.
President's Day savings are happening now at Tractor Supply. Balancing your budget has never been easier.
Definitely, yeah, 100%. Oh my god, okay, wait, I missed everything. Good lord. Yes, absolutely, yeah, definitely. The break front, kind of, so true. Hey, welcome in, everybody. Much love. Are they happy with what you've done? Alright. Let's see. Oh God. I feel like Grandpa's getting emotional, and I don't know if I know him to really be emotional. Hold on. He's getting all emotional now. Now he's like a big fucking softie that I don't remember him necessarily being. I feel like he's saying it in a weird way. You said, are they happy with what I've done? And I feel like him, like he's the one who's responding, which is interesting. But he's talking about never been more proud. He's not using the word happy. And he's saying you've never disappointed. You've never disappointed. Never been more proud. He's pointing his finger and he's doing this again. Like, it's not like he's not necessarily talking with his hands, but he's like, hold on, let me see what he's doing. He's going like this. And he's standing, and then he's like, and he's doing this shrug thing. Now he's going like this, and he's talking real fast. He's not talking fast, he's talking loud. Maybe loud's the word. So he started like this. And he's going like that, like he's going like this, but like his shoulders are cut, like his shoulders are at his, they're not like going like this, they're like at his ears, and he's going like this, and he's gesturing to the entirety of like a group. He's gesturing to the entirety of a group. And he's saying, this is family. Like, this is it. Like that, like, he's commending you for it. Like, I feel like you've made him proud in what you've managed to hold together. He is adamant. He keeps repeating the word proud. So I don't know if that's something that he said to you often, or maybe something he felt like he didn't say enough of when he was here. But he continuously is using the word proud. Over and over and over again. It is the major word that I can make out in what he's saying.
Just about everything from whitetail hunters everywhere, including hunting clothing, tree stands, trail cameras, and more. Check them out today at Mediumship.
Like, that's what, he's talking about cards, but not cards like Grandma was talking about. He's talking about cards. Like, birthdays. Birthdays, holidays. He's talking about cards. He's gonna make me cry. He needs to step away. He's talking about he saved your cards. He's talking about he saved your cards. Like, all of the cards that you wrote. Best dad ever. He's gonna make me cry. Best dad ever. He's saying he saved them all for a reason. So I don't know if you would write him cards and you would actually write in like softy notes sometimes. But he's talking about putting cards in drawers. Putting cards in drawers. He's showing me cards in drawers, and I feel like it's in a dresser drawer. But he's talking about you actually writing, like, more than just, like, you know, from Linda, from daughter, whatever. He's showing me you actually writing, like, little blurbs. And I'm not talking about, like, paragraphs. I'm just talking about little blurbs, maybe, like, 2 or 3 sentences, and you always sign them love. You didn't sign them from, you didn't sign them something stupid. You always sign them love. And he's saying that he might not have made it a big deal, but it's a big deal. He's talking about it was a big deal, even if even if he didn't make it a big deal. So he just wanted you to know he kept them. He's making me feel like he didn't keep everyone's card. Now he's being funny because he made me tear up like a jerk. He makes me feel like he didn't keep everybody's card. That's why he's saying, he's like, I didn't keep everybody's card. Unlike your mother. That's me. I didn't keep everyone's card, unlike your mother. That's funny. Yeah. Okay, well, now that was, now that was super, emotional. Okay, well, thank you for, allowing me in your energy and sharing time and space. Mr. Chris. Now I'm, like, scared. Mr. Chris. Okay. Do you, okay, this might be really weird, and I'm so sorry, that I don't know more about your family. But I'm glad that I don't, for this reason. Do you know of a, I want to say slender, like thin-ish woman, blonde hair. I want to say she has straight hair. Like, I don't see a wave or a curl. Straight hair, maybe in like her 30s. Maybe 30s. She seems kind of quiet. She seems kind of off to the side. I'm not quite sure if she goes with you yet. because she's kind of keeping to herself. But I do feel like she died younger. I don't feel like she's just choosing to appear younger because she prefers it. I feel like she passed younger. I'm gonna, like, I want to say it was an accident. I don't think she was sick. She's not giving me sick vibes. And now I'm getting cold chills. She's not giving me sick vibes.
Except for popcorn. Popcorn doesn't count. Skin powder. Enjoy endlessly.
Are you related? Are you related? Because she's going like this. She keeps putting her hand. Are you related? I feel like she just wants you to know she's okay now. She's saying it was fast. So I don't know, regardless of how it looked in the 3D, she's saying it was fast. And that's how she's saying it, regardless of how it looked in the 3D, it was fast. And she's saying she's okay now. Did she wear, like, perfume? I feel the need to talk about her perfume. I don't know if every once in a while, if you get a whiff of her perfume, and I know that might sound kind of odd, or if you just get, like, this light kind of smell, and you think of her instantly. But that's one of her tells for you. It's like this, I don't know, it's not even like she doesn't, excuse me, transmutation. It's like she almost walks by you. She doesn't touch you. She doesn't brush you. She doesn't stop what you're doing. Like, she doesn't bombard you with her presence. She just walks past you. So if you're ever kind of just, I want to say waking up in the morning. I want to almost say waking up in the morning. I feel like she's showing me you, like, with coffee or something. I don't know if you drink coffee at the island, but she's showing me you with, like, a mug or a something, and it makes me feel like you're waking up, and I want to say it's quiet, or at least it used to be, and I feel like she will walk past you. It's weird. It's like she has made part of the morning routine part of her routine. There's just something about, she enjoys watching, like, this is gonna sound creepy, but, like, she enjoys watching you think in the morning. She enjoys watching you have that, like, wake up thought. I don't know how to make that make sense, but it's giving me, like, this sense of, like, bliss, kind of, and, like, just watching somebody do their thing, before you, I'm assuming, go to work or something like that, but, she's just showing me this image of, like, you at the thing with coffee, and then her walking towards the front door. Like, it's not towards the back door. She's showing me her starting at the back door and walking, like, past you. So I don't know if that's something that you might have experienced once or twice, but she's bringing me back to it. But, she's not, like, I feel like the need to tell you she doesn't want to be in the way. Like, I feel like she's an energy that doesn't want to be in the way. So I don't know if she was kind of I feel like she's very fun-loving, and I feel like she had a really nice smile. I'm going to be really honest. I feel like she had, like, one of those hidden nice smiles. But, like, I feel as though, like, I feel like she has, like, a nice smile. But I feel as though, like, she was kind of somebody who would, like, she could laugh really, really hard, but then, like, she would also kind of not want to be in the way. And I feel like she's still that way. I feel like she wants to be around, and she likes to kind of, like, I'm going to call it monitor. Just kind of monitor. She's one of the energies that are kind of always around your family in particular. And I don't just mean the family in your house. I feel like she bounces, and I feel like she has a set schedule. Like, she almost does it on a loop, and very little distracts from her routine. I feel like she's a very regimented energy, because she likes it. Like, she enjoys the routine. I don't know if she in life was somebody who enjoyed the routine, but she enjoys it in the afterlife. She says it makes her feel present. Makes her feel present. She's saying you took it hard, but somebody took it harder. I don't know necessarily who she's talking about, but she's saying you took it hard, but somebody took it harder. And she's just acknowledging the fact that she was there when you guys were dealing with it, whether you knew it or not. And she's just recognizing the questions you had around the why and the how could this happen question. She's saying that it was equally difficult for her after the fact, but she's okay with it now. She's kind of making a joke, which is kind of weird, but she's kind of making a joke, and like it was equally shocking for me. Like that's like she was just like, I was equally shocked. Like so I just feel the need to tell you that like she understands. So let's see if we can pull some cards for you. She's talking about your, well, she's not talking about, but she's showing me, I want to say your brother, the one who does music. Yeah, the drummer. No, guitar. No, drums. She's just showing me his face. So, she's not really saying anything at the moment. I think she just wants you to pass on her love. I'm going to be real honest. I don't think she has anything, 10:01 on the clock. I don't think she has anything really huge she wants to say in this forum. I don't know if he's the one who took it harder. And I'm not downplaying anybody's level of whatever, but she's saying it's nobody's fault. So I don't know if he personally felt a lot of personal guilt for whatever reason around it, or if he just would have swapped places. Like, I don't know how to make that make sense, or if there was something that was just, he just was feeling a lot more turmoil than, and burden than he should have put on himself given the circumstances. But she's making me feel like, she doesn't, like, she wants to pass along that it's not like it's no one's fault. And certainly not his, is the way that she's making me feel like she's saying it. So I don't know if that's something that like has been had been an issue. Yeah, okay. Let's see, I didn't see what that said. Miss Melissa. Okay, I got you, Miss Melissa. Let's see what your cards say. Sir, let's see what your cards say. I feel like she has a short guy with her. I feel like she has a short guy with her. I don't know how to make that make sense. I feel like he's not tall. And he's wearing glasses. I feel like she's taller than him. The way they're standing. She looks taller than him. But she has her arm around him. Like, if you were just like chilling. So I guess whoever the man in the thin frame glasses is, who's kind of shorter. He looks older. I don't know. 60s. Maybe. I'm not that great with age. 60 maybe. He's definitely what I would call an elder. But he doesn't look like, super crinkly. But he's in the mix, and I feel like he's just thumbs upping it. He's not really saying anything, but he's got this massive cheeky smile, like ear to ear, like, and just thumbing up at me. But he has like, I don't want to call them aviators, because that's like not like Daddy's reading glasses, but he has like thin framed glasses. Like wire? Maybe? I don't know. But, alright. Let's go move on to your cards, Mr. Chris. So far. I needed to finish the name. I felt like I needed to finish the name. Alright, here we go. Jesus. Hold on. My team is like losing their minds. They threw like 12 cards at me at once. We're not doing that. One at a time. Good Lord. Back, you animals. Oh. Have you been standing in your own way? And I mean like running yourself ragged kind of a thing. Have you like not been pausing at all? Just like go, 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 go. Like, have you had any pause at all? Like, have you had a relaxation moment? Have you taken a breath at all? Because they just have you out here as like, I don't want to use the word exhausted, but like good and damn tired. Like good and damn tired. So I don't know if you've been, I don't want to say picking up extra shifts because that's weird, but like, I don't know if you've just been like on the grind, at work, or if there's just been a lot going on there, but they're talking about your need to like have a little bit of you time somewhere, and more than just like chilling out on the couch. Like they're talking about making sure that you have a better balance of things, together. They're talking about your energy being sacred and it being what holds things together for you, your ability to get up and do what you do. But they're saying that sometimes you put you put the things that you need to get done on the back burner. They're talking about, maybe they were projects, but I don't know what that means. But they're talking about how you've put things on the back burner that would have been things for you in the past. They're talking about, oh, this is going to sound bad. This is going to sound bad. But they're talking about your lack of social life. They're talking about how work and all, like all work, no play. They're also talking about distractions. And as we're talking about trying to balance, you have the balance card that just popped out. But they're talking about the need for trying to balance. They're talking about you being in the seat of an authority figure, you being very structured, almost to the point where you're slightly controlling, but not in a bad way. I just get, like, they're talking about the feeling of, like, if you do it, it'll get done right, kind of a feeling. Very rational person, very logical person. And they're talking about how you're starting to bridge through this kind of need to control, and you're starting to just, it's almost like I just, like, fuck it, kind of a feeling like you've learned that some things you can't control and you don't have a control over, so you just need to let it go. And I'm getting it more in a work sense and more in an other people's sense, and you're starting to figure out exactly what you can control and figure out and work with, and what you just have to be like, yeah, you know what, like, you do you, I'm over here. And they're talking about you, holy shit. They're talking about you starting to kind of come closer together in your relationship. So I don't know if you're coming together, if you're coming together in your relationship, but I do feel like I need to tell you that good news is coming. So I don't know if you've been waiting for something or 10:10 on the clock, but it's not, like, the shoe's not dropping. So I don't know if there's been something that's been kind of looming or you've had a choice to make. But you do have the abundance card out here, and you do have things heading your way in forms of messages. And they're talking about how sometimes you're a little resistant to change. You don't necessarily want to do new things. You don't want to try new things. And how you're kind of a creature of habit is the way that they're saying it. You're kind of a creature of habit. But they're saying that something is going to spark a change. And I'm hearing a spark actually in your relationship, which I'm sorry, that's so awkward, but it's what they're talking about. A spark in your relationship to where you might have a little bit more personal time. Awkward. You might have a little bit more personal time. Personal time for what you have going on. Yikes. But they're talking about how you're kind of upper Dantean burdened. You hold, whereas they were talking about Aunt Linda kind of holding a lot of emotional burdens, you hold a lot of mental burdens. You hold a lot of problems in your headspace, which is your upper Dantian, your throat chakra, your brow chakra, your crown, are all your upper Dantian. And they're talking about how you have a constant loop of thoughts on repeat that keep going and never stop, and you're planning and planning and planning and planning, and they're just talking about how you kind of will catalog and go through, like, the day and then go through tomorrow, and then when you get, like, it's like it doesn't stop. And I feel like sometimes, like, you physically, like, have to, like, tell it to shut off, otherwise you don't get any peace. And they're just talking about you need to bring this more into a little bit of balance for yourself. The constant go, while it is part of your grind, while it is part of your nature, while it is part of what has made you where you are and as successful as you are right now and has got you through a lot, they're talking about this being the stage that you're entering where you have to release it, where you have to kind of move to something different, because then you're going to give yourself no peace. And they're talking about this being the years of you cultivating your peace, but cultivating your inner peace. So this is not something that you're going to find outside yourself. It's not going to be something that someone's going to give you. It's going to be something that you have to carve out for yourself. And it's going to start in some of the most uncomfortable ways for you. And they're just talking about how you're not a very... on the outside, you're kind of a closed masculine, is the way they're talking about it. And because you've been closed, what happens is the energy has to go somewhere, so it's manifested as an energetic thought pattern, and it's manifested as kind of like your little shitty self. That's the only way I know to say it, and that's the only way I say it to my clients. It's like a little negative self-talk kind of a thing, and they're talking about how this has kind of haunted you at points where to the fact that there's almost nothing that somebody could say to you that you haven't said to yourself. And that there's like sometimes this inner voice that you've had to shut down over the years. And they're talking about it being the burden that you don't typically share with people, the burden that you don't necessarily voice out into the public. And this is just something that you've grew up with, so it's normal. But it's normal only because your energy has nowhere to go, so it manifests in a negative way in order to be expressed or heard. So they're talking about you needing to find a way to rebridge your shadow a little bit more, get a little bit more in touch with your feminine, in the way of giving your shadow a space to breathe and your feelings a place to go, so that they don't manifest in a negative form in the mind. They don't manifest as a shit-talking voice in your head. They don't manifest as a continuous train of thought that you can't escape from. And they're just talking about this is the freedom that you're going to be finding in your garden. And when we talk about garden, it's all about how a lot of masculines have cultivated the warrior. And then there's a certain point in time where you have to put your sword down in order to enjoy your garden, because you're not needed to fight. And this is going to be your next leg of the journey. You're bridging from your grind, your fight or flight, your need to be a masculine and get it done, and now you're cultivating your quote-unquote happy years, and this is part of the freedom that you're going to find. A lot of your freedom is going to be your inner freedom. It's not even going to be your physical freedom. It's going to be your self-expression and the freedom of the burdens, that your energies had to entertain all these years. Do you have anything that you would like clarified, or any questions that you have for anything that we talked about, or maybe we didn't? I'll scroll back in a second when I see. I don't know. We could see. I don't know if your parents were here, but we'll see. Is your dad the little guy? Is your dad the little dude with the glassies? Is your dad the little dude with the glasses? I'm like, I don't mean like tiny, but like because when the second I said, I don't know if your parents are here, because they weren't like, hi, I'm Chris's parents, Was your mother like a tiny woman? And I just mean like tiny all the way around? Like she was thin? and she wasn't very tall. I'm really picking up more on your dad. But I feel like I have, I feel like, this is going to sound weird, but I feel like she's sitting off in a chair. Kind of like in the back. Let me read your question. No, I just forgot my question. Okay, so we do have your parents here. Does my parents have anything to say about how I'm doing? All right. He's saying, your dad's saying something about doing the best you can with what you have. You've done the best you can with what you have. Did he have a nickname for you? Did he have like a nickname for you that wasn't like he's not calling you Christopher. He's not. And he's not calling you Chris. I don't know if he's throwing a Y on the end of it, but he has like this little name for you, and it sounds short. It sounds like maybe 2 syllables, and he's just throwing it on the end of things, like to reference you. I'm not very good with names, but he's saying like this. I don't want to say it's Chrissy, because that would be weird, but it's like there's just this, like, weird syllable that I can't quite place. Let me read your question again. Does my parents have anything to say about how I'm doing? Your mom just keeps saying, she keeps saying 2 words on repeat, and she's not really, I'm not hearing full sentences, and she's not making much eye contact, so I don't know, but she seems just calm, like super calm, but she's not having much eye contact, and she just keeps saying beautiful and adorable, over and over and over again, beautiful and adorable, so beautiful, so adorable, over and over and over again. But she's not really making eye contact, and she's just kind of sitting in a chair, like minding her own business. But your dad is like standing right next to whoever the blonde is. Did your dad like cars? Did your father like cars? Because I feel like he's showing me pictures of cars. I'm not sure if that's, I'm just getting a picture of cars. So I don't know, I'm not necessarily sure what he's talking about, but he's just showing me all these pictures of cars. Just on repeat. He's giving me no context for it. So I don't know if you've been looking through cars, and they're old cars. Like, they're old cars. They're not current day cars. So I don't know if this is something that maybe you guys did together. I have no idea. He's not giving me any context. He's just showing me pictures of cars. Like a blue car and a dark black car. Or a dark blue car and like a dark car. I was going to say black, but then that doesn't quite feel right. But it's just, he's just showing me these 2 cars, like on repeat. So I'm not quite sure if that's just referencing old cars in general, or if he is trying to point out these two cores. But yeah, that's all he's really saying. He's not really saying a whole lot. I feel like he's just talking about how, I feel like he's saying, did he call you kid? Because now he's just throwing weird words out here. I don't know if he's some person who would tell you you done good, but I feel like he's a very short and concise speaker. Like, he's only saying like a phrase, and then that's it. And he doesn't repeat himself. Like, and I'm not saying that he won't repeat himself, but it's like he's just saying these small phrases, and then he's just smiling. Small phrase. Like, that's it. That's all he's saying. So something about you did, oh God, what did he say before? You made the best with what you had, and then you done good. That's literally the only two phrases he said. I'm sorry. Those are the only two phrases he's told me. Your mom just beautiful and adorable, and I'm not sure if she's talking about your family, the grandbaby, you. I'm not 100% sure. She's not elaborating, but she's not making eye contact either. Kind of on the quiet side. She's striking me as kind of quiet. So I'm sorry, but that's all I got, Uncle Chris. I'm sorry. I missed everybody. Thank you so much for allowing me to tap into you. Thank you so much for sharing your space and energy. I'm going to check the list, and then the list is closed. We're not taking any more. We're gonna run into late times. So let me just check the space real fast. I know we have Miss Susan, and we have Miss Melissa. Okay, hold on. All right. Okay. So, Miss Susan. I have Susan, Melissa, and Kay, and then the list is closed for today because we're going to be running probably into the 11s. Miss Susan, welcome. Would you like a general, or do you have a specific question that you would like felt into? General? Okay. Not a problem. Hold on. I'm going to tink some bells. This is your ear warning. We're going to tink a bell for a second. So. Alrighty. So you said General. General Miss Susan. Alrighty. Oof. 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 Have you been stressing? Have you been stressing about something almost like anxiously waiting. I feel the need to say anxiously waiting. I feel like this is like, I don't want to call it the game you play, but like they're giving me like this is something that is not foreign to you. Like this is what I want to say, like this is what your brain does. Like this is what it does to you, girl. This is the trial that you have to kind of work through. Like this is something that happens to you all the time. I feel the need to tell you though, your conflict is completely within your control mentally because it's you doing it to you. It is a pattern of yours now. However, I do feel as though this could be a ripple from something that is happening on the outside. I don't know if you have pain or pressure. I don't even want to say in the third eye. It's like almost a little bit lower. Kind of on the sides of the bridge of the nose is what I'm feeling. I don't know if you've been feeling head pressure or thank you for the gifts. Thank you so much for all the love. I don't know if you've been feeling head pressure or sinus pressure lately. Thank you so much. Thank you. But I feel the need to tell you, holy hell, girl. If this is your energy, good God, I'm so sorry. Grounding would help you. Grounding would help you so much with sinus pressure. I feel the need as a person to also tell you sexual relations scientifically also helps with colds, overcoming colds, and relief of sinus pressures. So do what you will with that information. However, they're talking about you facing your fears right now. And you needing to face your fears. There's something about trusting yourself, though. Like, there's something about you trusting yourself in order to face your fears. And I feel like your fears are kind of twofold. I'm going to be 100% honest. I feel like your fears are twofold. And I feel the need to, I feel like I need to tell you to speak up. Like, I feel like I need to tell you to speak up for yourself and to speak your truth. So I don't know if you've been biting your tongue, but now is not the time to do that. It's going to add to your sinus pressure and not take away from it. And we don't want to add to anything. We don't want to add to that upper dantian pressure. We don't want to add to the stuck feeling you have. I don't know if you've been having nightmares, like physical nightmares, or you have been viewing things in a negative, fearful light. I'm kind of feeling like a little bit like broken dreams and kind of like a lack of direction, like I don't know where to go from here kind of a thing. But I feel like this is going to be moving you right into movement. I really do. I feel like whatever you're facing here, you're going to have physical movement. Like you are physically going to be moving forward. You are physically going to be making a decision and a choice. I feel the need to say you're going to be supported during your choice, and I mean with abundance. I don't mean just like spirit has your back. Like, I think we all got that notion by now. I think they're talking about physical support, and I feel as though as I'm talking about physical support when you move forward, we literally have the Five of Cups in reverse. The acceptance and the moving forward, the healing and the rejoining the world. Like, I don't know if you're sitting in unhappy family zone. I don't know if you're, if things didn't come together the way you thought they would. If this is a little bit of a oops in expectation here. But, Jesus. But I feel the need to tell you, like, it's coming in and it's coming in fast. Your change, your movement is coming in with like a vigor. So if this is something that you've been kind of holding out for, this kind of, transmutation, this kind of, we're going to get rid of that sinus pressure. I'm telling you, by the time we're done with this, I'm going to burp enough that you're not going to have it. You're not going to have it. But they're talking about how you're bridging through your 5. Now, your 5 is conflict, your 5 is forward movement, but your 5 is also love. Your 5 is also self-love, but love outside of you. And I really do feel like you're starting to put pieces together for yourself. And this comes with you moving through your fear. And I really do feel like you're being called back to your child self in your childhood. And I'm talking about like way back there. Like your straight upbringing. Where some people would be like teen years, but I feel like they're taking you all the way back. Like I feel like they're taking you back to like ground zero. As to where some of these anxieties and fears stem from. The fear of, I want to say smallness. I don't know how to make that make sense. I want to say smallness. Like, be seen, not heard, kind of thing. That limiting your self-power, limiting your light, your energy, and not just being. It's part of a cyclical pattern. It's part of something that has been instilled in you for a long time to shh and just do as you're told. Ignore kind of what you're feeling and ignore what your energy screaming at you. This is what's going to get you really in tune with your femininity, because I feel like as though right now you're not in your femininity wholly. I feel like this is something you're going to end up cultivating for you specifically is going to be your nurturing. It's going to be your nurturing feminine. It's not going to be your fire flame, burn it down feminine, not my dark feminine that's coming out with a vengeance. It's your like peaceful feminine. It's your motherly feminine. It's your nurturing feminine. This is the part of your intuition that is starting to poke out. This is the part of your sensuality that's starting to poke out. These are the things that you're going to end up coming up against. And this is what's going to start as we're talking about you shifting. As we're talking about you shifting. Boom. Shapeshifter card. This is technically your healing stage. This is technically what you have to do. And I feel like because it's not structured, it bothers you. I feel like because there's no format to it and you can't go step by step by step by step, I feel like it irks you. I feel like you were wishing there was a roadmap to it. And it was something that was just going to be super easy for you to follow and for you to do. And things like that. But I don't think that that's the case. I think that this is the point, is because you have to lead where you're followed. As we were talking about your healing journey, the healing card just popped out. You're having to lead where you're being followed, which means you have to listen. And it's causing you to have to take a second and pause, and it's causing you to have patience. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like you're not the most patient person, but not in a bad way, in just the fact that you just don't stop. Like, you're just a go, go, go kind of a person, and you have zero chill. Like, that's the intensity that is you. You have zero chill. When you have your mind on something, it's done. Forget about it. You don't need to mention it a second time. I got it. That's the type of energy that you embody. But when you do that, you actually give no pause. And when we fill the pause with constant moving, a lot of times it ends up being a distraction from what we actually have at hand. And we might end up kind of steering or veering off from what we're supposed to do. In the way that we ended up distracting ourselves with unneeded burdens, unneeded issues, and stress. So I feel the need to pull this card. Woo. In the vastness of it all, truth comes softly. This is part of cultivating your patience. This is part of cultivating your pause. They want you to physically slow down, quiet down, and listen, because you're missing it. You're missing it because your head's too loud. You're missing it because your anxiety's too loud. You're missing it because you're struggling with the idea that you're stuck or trapped and you don't know where to go from here, but you just want to get there. You're going to have to feel your way through this one. You can't think your way through this one. This one's going to be a whole lot harder than you even anticipated. I feel the need to grab this dragon deck. Oh, they gave you the space card. The space is not only taking up space, so don't make yourself small, having your voice be heard. But it's also finding space and time for everything. It's also making space for everything. That comes in with your balance. And then right after that, we have our surrender card. And they're talking about letting go of, and I feel like they're talking about letting go of control of how things happen when they happen. I feel like you're equally pulled by both the sun and the moon, whether you realize it or not. I feel like the sun lights you up and the moon calms you down. I don't know why I'm saying that, but I feel like the sun lights you up, the warmth of the sun, and I feel like they need to say the sun on your face, like specifically your face, kind of gets you like ready to go for the day, and you're like, yeah, and it almost like warms your soul up, whereas the moon calms you down. It's your wusa. It's your whew. And they're just talking about if you can continue forward with what you're doing, you have complete renewal here, and your renewal is your balance, because you'll be bridging together parts of your shadow with your current adult self, and you'll be bridging together your conscious and your subconscious, because they're talking about it's been a long time since your subconscious has driven. It's been a long time since you've listened long enough to allow your subconscious to speak and to choose kind of the direction. I feel like, do you feel like you have abilities, but you don't really know what they are, or you think you kind of might, but then there's every once in a while you kind of think you're crazy, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I feel like they're talking about your empathicness, and I feel like they're talking about your empathicness in the way of you being sensitive. And I don't mean sensitive in like a snowflake kind of way. I mean it as in energies disrupt you, and that's the way that I'm going to say it. Outside energies disrupt you, and it kind of sometimes can be hard to get back on task or to put them aside. I don't know if that is going to make sense for you, if you even have an awareness that they disrupt you yet, but I feel like you do, even if you can't locate who or where it's coming from, which you will soon. I do feel like that stage is coming, but and I feel like it's kind of guttural. I'm going to be honest. I feel like you get it in the belly. And it can manifest like a lot of different things. And it can manifest like anxiety. It can manifest like anxiousness, but it can also manifest as like stomach upset. Like if you ate something bad. Like, just kind of that, I don't know if you're somebody who just, like, breaks out in a sweat. I know that sounds weird. I don't know if you're somebody who, like, will break out in, like, a hot flash out of nowhere. I don't know why I feel the need to say that. But that's also part of it. I'm not getting so much cold chill, and I'm not saying that you don't get that. But for whatever reason, they're talking about, like, heating up. Not cooling down, not cooling off, heating up. So I don't know if any once in a while, like if there's ever a point in time where you just feel like all of a sudden you get a little hot or you get a little warm, that's also part of the energy disruption is what they're talking about. That's also part of it for you specifically, is the heat up factor. I feel like you're somebody who likes to be cozy, and I don't know how to put that into perspective, but I feel like you're somebody who enjoys to be cozy. I want to say like hoodies and like blankies, like hoodies and blankies. I'm not sure where they're going with that, but they did throw it out there. I feel like you're somebody who likes to be cozy. You like to be comfortable. Yeah. Oh, now I know where we're going. Spirit's saying this is not going to be comfortable. And you're just going to have to get over it. And that's kind of the way they're saying it. They're warning you right now that this is not going to be comfy. And they're kind of pressing. Now they're going backwards. They're kind of pressing on the irritability of outside energies. They want you to work on that. They want you to work on your energetic hygiene of releasing the energies that aren't yours better so that it best serves you in a way that it resonates with you. And they also want to work on your protections. And when I mean protections, I don't mean like, oh my God, the devil's after you. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about because you are empathic and they do disrupt you, that it'll help that not be the case. If you can put up an energetic presence, an intention, a barrier, whatever you want to call it, your armor. Some people put their armor on before they leave at the end of the day. It's some sort of protection that's going to vibe with you, that works for you in the way that you want it to, that's going to allow those energies to kind of bounce instead of stick. Because they're talking about how they're kind of showing me like a ball with Velcro and they throw it at you and it's like, bah! That's kind of what is happening with the energy. You walk in a room, all of a sudden it's like, ooh. And then now you have like a couple hours until it's like completely cycled through and completely gone. And they're talking about if you could form a better barrier, then you wouldn't be overwhelmed. You wouldn't be overwhelmed. You wouldn't be overrided. It wouldn't be something that would be super, super stressful to you. So they're talking about them wanting you to work in better energetic hygiene. Calling your power back, releasing is going to be huge for you because they're talking about a large part of your energetic burdens aren't yours at all. Like, at all. Like, they're not yours. You just carry them around. I don't know if you're self-conscious of your image, specifically around the hips. I don't know if you're self-conscious of your image around the hips and the lower belly or waist. But they're pointing out that they're saying almost like you would feel better about yours. This is kind of weird, so I'm sorry if this is like way off base, but this is what they're saying. That you would feel better about yourself if you were functioning in only your energy. You would feel better about your appearance, how you look and how you feel. So I don't know if you get kind of bloaty. I don't know. But they're like showing me a lot to do with the belly region. And they're talking about how you would feel better if you were waking up and only dealing in your energy every day. And I feel like they're telling you it's possible. So I think that's something they want you to start looking into, is how to do those things. If you do need help, I can help you. But there's a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff you can look up. If you want to do like a self-study. But they're really just pointing towards that this is one of your biggest things. That it's not like only you, it's not only you like standing in the way, in your own way, but it's actually the fact that your protections need to be kind of like heightened a little bit, and your energetic hygiene needs to be tightened up, because they're talking about as you start going through these things and as you start healing in the way that you're healing, whether it seems like a big thing or not, what's going to happen is you're going to start clearing up your energetic pathways. And when we clear up the way the energy flows, it flows more smoothly. So what's going to happen is you're going to feel it a lot more. It's going to happen a lot quicker, but that means it can also exit a lot quicker. But if you're feeling like an influx lately, you feel real good, and the next day you're like, you couldn't, like, you like flush me kind of a feeling. Like it's part of your cycling through, it's part of your releasing, it's part of your healing entirely energetically. It's part of your light body catching up, it's part of your physical body catching up. You're doing everything you should. But when it comes to being present around other energies that aren't yours, you're giving yourself more work to do because the other two things aren't like tightened up. So your team's just talking about getting a little bit more knowledge in those areas, and tightening up some of that stuff would immensely help you, even with just how you view yourself, because half of the things floating around in your head aren't actually your energy. You're picking up on other people's energy and you're assuming it's yours. So your body's grasping onto it and going, oh, that's mine. And you're acting and running off of it as if it's yours, but a lot of it's not. So you might have like a piece of the core energy there, but the frequency of which that it is irritated or agitated enough to start talking and start flowing all this crazy, a lot of times that is actually a reaction. Your energy in motion, your emotion is being reacted off of energy that's not yours from the outside in. And they're talking about how it's not that train of thought isn't present, and that's something that you're not going to have to deal with at some point. But the rate that it comes up is actually, it's being triggered by outside energies. And because you function in a world where your thoughts are yours, which they're not, by the way, they're a product of energy in motion. You know what I mean? Like, this is what's happening, is that something happens outside and you feel it energetically, and then it triggers that in your brain, and that thought pattern starts flying around like a psycho. And it starts causing you issues. And it starts knocking you off your square. You start getting distracted. You start getting disturbed. And that's the kind of thing that your team would like you to be able to kind of gain better control over energetically, so that way that doesn't happen. Because you're going to find that you're going to have so much more energy to put it in a useful way where you want it, when you're not being irritated by everybody and their mother's energy. That's the way that they're talking about it. That's the way that they're talking about it. Miss Susan, do you have anything? I'm going to scroll back here. Do you have anything that you would like? Do you have any questions or anything you would like resaid or touched on? Let me just scroll back. Yeah, science pressure. Yeah, do with that information what you will. Thank you so much. No, I don't have questions. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Susie. Thank you so much. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for spending your time, your energy, and thank you for waiting. I know you were up on the list kind of early, and I appreciate you waiting. That does make me happy. I'm glad we were able to get you in. Alrighty, Miss Melissa. Miss Melissa, are you still here? And then I have Miss K as the last one on the list for tonight. Alright, Miss Melissa. Do you have any, Miss Melissa, do you have any questions or anything that you would like, General? Okay. Are you having neck pressure? And I mean like back of the neck pressure. I'm feeling it kind of on like the left side, almost to where it's like I feel like I need to like crack my neck, or just some kind of like pressure-y kind of, I don't even want to call it an ache. Like it just feels like if you were to have, it kind of reminds me of like when I would have my hair up in a bun all day and then I got a stress headache. And it's like then at the end of the day, I would go to lay down and the headache would kind of move to the back of my head. That's kind of what it feels like. So let's see what you got going on. Thought I was going to burp there for a second. There we go. There we go. Don't worry. Just give me 15 minutes of your time and I'll transmute it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, but not. Alright, so. Damn, girl, you're just tight all over. Like, that's the only way that I, like, know how to tell you. Like, you're just tight all over. I am having pain in the center of my back, like upper back. I feel like if I could just go to the chiro and just tell him to crack everything, I feel like that's what you need. But I'm going to be real honest. This is showing you just how much tension your energy is holding at all times. Like, how much tension you are holding within your vessel at all times. Like, this is the level of stress that your energy is under. This is the level of holy hella burdens that you have your body at and you are functioning in all the time. Grounding would do immensely for you, and I feel like I can hear you going, okay, I'm going to tell you to ground with water. And I know that sounds contradictory, but when you take a shower, why don't we start asking the water to take away your pain? Like, I know that sounds super crazy, but elements are alive and we are the elements, and it's one of the easiest things that you can do when you take a shower. You let the water run all over you and then just ask for help. Ask for it to be released. Ask to help it pull out the stuck, stagnant, stressed energy. Sometimes the clean and clear. I like to say clean and clear sometimes. Help me clean and clear out my energy because it'll kind of wash away what's not yours. It's one of these things. And that would do you wonders, because I also feel like this hinders your sleep. I don't know why I need to tell you this. I feel like part of the tension and the buildup that you have stuck in your energy and in your light body, to be specific, it keeps you awake. Sorry, I'm gonna burp. It keeps you awake. So I don't know if you've had trouble sleeping or if you're an up-downer. You go to bed, you're awake every hour, you go to bed again, you're awake 2 hours later, you go to bed, and you're kind of like that toss and turner. It's because physically your light body doesn't get a break. Like, your light body doesn't stop. 55% of my battery, and I'm going to plug my phone in. But 55 is important. As is 1055. 55 is important. That's all I have to tell you. 55 is important. Alright, so let's get to your cards, madam. Are you less than pleased with a masculine energy in your life? And when I say less than pleased, is he just not hitting all the boxes for you? Is this just not it? And I don't necessarily, he doesn't even have to be a partner. He could be a father figure. He could be, thank you so much. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the share. He could be a father figure. It's just this, I'm going to place him more as an authoritative masculine energy. I have the Nine of Cups here in reverse, and I have this Emperor out as a bridge. And I just feel like it's the I'm over it energy. I feel like I keep hearing he doesn't care. So I don't know if that resonates with you at all. But I feel the need to tell you resolution's coming. I feel the need to tell you it's coming quickly. And the reason is because I don't necessarily think that this energy's changing. I think you're changing. I don't think this energy is changing for you. I think that you're changing, and I think your perspective on things are changing. hold on. I feel the need to switch decks. Feel the need to switch decks. I feel like you're redefining yourself. I feel like you're redefining yourself and you're recultivating your peace. And this must be an undertone for everybody tonight. I feel like you are recultivating your peace. And I feel like a part of cultivating this peace that you are so desperately after, whether you realize it or not, because energetically they're saying desperate. You are desperately after the release of peace. You are desperately after the turn off of peace. And when I mean turn off, I mean when your brain gets turned off and almost like someone else is making decisions for you and the worry is gone and the stress is gone. This is what they're talking about. I feel as though this is coming for you. I feel the need to tell you to be kind to yourself. I feel the need to tell you to slow down on the self-judgments, that it's coming all in time. And I feel like you're somebody who really just doesn't stop striving for the best. I feel like I need to tell you you're a pusher. Like, you're a pusher and you push yourself more than anybody else can push you. That's the way I want to say it. Like, you're somebody who's just go, 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 but like in a way that you don't give yourself a break ever. Like, ever. And you're not going to like it, but your new perspective is a break. Your new perspective is a pause. Your new perspective is stillness. You have so much pressure in your back, and I feel the need to tell you it's radiating from your heart. I feel the need to tell you it's radiating from your heart chakra, and it's radiating out of your back because there's no other place for the energy to go, and this is part of your release, and it's an emotional release for you. And I feel like it's circled around this masculine. I feel like it's circled around this masculine energy. And I haven't quite figured out if it's you. If it's your need to be authoritative. If it's your need to get it done because nobody's fucking doing it. Or if it's physically a masculine energy. And I almost want to say both. My gut wants to say both. I want to say this is like a father figure, and then I also feel like because of the way you work and the way you do things, I feel as though you have grown up in your masculine more often than not, and I feel like you're down to business. And I don't know why I'm saying it like that, but I feel like you're down to business. And I feel like you don't ever give time for you. And I don't necessarily just mean self-love, because that's not the strive out here. They're talking about fun. Like, when was the last time you went and did something fun? When was the last time that you just played around? When was the last time that you didn't have an agenda or a goal or something that you needed to do, or a timeline or a schedule, because the word schedule is coming out. Like, when was the last time you just enjoyed yourself? This is part of what you're working on right now. This is part of your peace. I feel the need to tell you to get outside. Like, I don't know if you've been hermiting for the winter. I feel the need to tell you to get outside. Like, you could use nature and nature could use you. 11:01 on the clock. You could use nature and nature could use you. I don't know if it's the weather that's stopping you, but they're saying that when you're indoors too much, you get sucked down into lower places. You are somebody who's actually very connected to nature. And when you're separate from it too much, you kind of don't get a reset. And when you don't get an energetic reset for you, you get sucked down into the lower frequencies. You get sucked down into the density. You get sucked down into what I'm going to call the bullshit. You get sucked right into it. and it knocks you off your square. It knocks you off of your pathway. It knocks you off of your destiny. It really just takes you for a loop. And they're talking about because you are so connected. And I just threw a video on this like a week ago. We are nature. We are not separate from. When we separate ourselves from nature, we can never be truly connected. To be connected in any form with ourselves, with the universe, we have to be in nature. We have to be present. We have to be in the now moment because we're made up of all the elements that make up nature. We are nature. And this is exactly what they're talking about. You've pulled yourself away too much in all aspects of life. You've pulled yourself away from people. Emotionally, you've pulled yourself away from family at times. You've pulled yourself away to work. You pulled yourself away for whatever reason. And they're saying, like, now is your time to come back. It's going to start within self. Excuse me. You're going to start within that inner journey and start connecting the dots on the inside. And you're going to start with your healing journey. You're going to start with your emotions, specifically your heart chakra. You're going to start with your release of your burdens and your pain, specifically surrounding your stress and your need to perform. I feel the need to tell you your need to perform and perform well. Like your need to judge and calculate everything you do. I feel like you're somebody who you need to be successful. I'm going to be honest. As top dog as you are, and as big of a badass energy as you are, right now, they don't want you to be the teacher. Right now, you're still in class. This is student mode. And so they're asking you to take your teacher hat off and to put your student cap on, is what they're saying. And me and Keys were just talking about this morning, and they are bringing me back to it right now in your read. And it's how teachable are you? How teachable are you? They want you to be a good student first. And then you can be a badass teacher. Then you can be a badass teacher. But you got to be the best fucking student first. Otherwise, you don't know what you're teaching. And I feel like you're somebody who leads by example. And I feel like this is why they're calling you the teacher, because you are in a place of authority and people do look up to you and you do lead by example. And I feel like this is you truly taking a step back to take a step forward. And you're one of those people that a step back feels like failure. A step back feels like an insult. A step back feels like you fucked up. That's not it. You are the arrow that Spirit is knocking right now. You are being pulled back to be shot forward. You need to be corrected inside in order to receive what they have planned for you on the outside. I cannot stress this to you enough. Like, they have shit planned for you. But they want you to cultivate your peace, your stillness, your play, your balance, your joy inside first. On the inside first. They're working right now on purifying you. They're saying everything else will fall into place. Purify you and everything else will fall into place. I feel the need. I feel like you're somebody who doesn't quite believe it. Like you're somebody who wants to believe it with all their heart and all their soul that good things could happen to you. But I also feel like there's this little part of you that's like, but we don't get something for nothing. Like there's almost this like ultra, and I call it the ultra realist part of you that's almost a little bit on the cynical side. You know what I mean? Because you've just been there. You've done it. You've seen the I scratch your back, you scratch mine kind of a narrative in the whole world. And they're just talking about this aspect when looking at spirit, when looking at God, when looking at Great Spirit, the universe, source, whatever your label, when looking at it as, but what do I have to give to get? What do I this? But in a negative tone is kind of what's stopping you. Because it's almost like insinuating that what you are giving right now isn't enough. That what you come bearing isn't enough. it also gives a connotation of not being worthy. It gives a connotation of being lacking in something, so therefore I can't receive. And they're just saying that that's not the truth. I feel like you're somebody who sacrificed a lot every step of the way. And I feel like you've been the grin my teeth and bear it as you've climbed the mountain. That's the way that I want to say it. As you've climbed the mountain. I feel the need to tell you they're listening. So I don't know if you've been asking for help, if you've been asking for assistance, if you've been asking for a sign. I'm getting goosebumps. If you've been asking for a sign or something. But whatever you're asking or speaking or something of that nature, they're hearing you. And they're saying they're hearing you. So I don't know if this is something that can be overwhelming at times. They're saying never too far behind. So it makes me feel like sometimes you might notice they're gone, or you might feel just a little bit too far from home, a little bit disconnected, and then you kind of go a little bit in like a baby panic mode because, oh God, and believe me, honey bunch, I've been there, so I completely understand that. And they're just talking about like we're never too far behind. So even when you don't feel connected and you feel like something's missing or something, like they're there. I don't know if that's been an issue, but they're 100% there. I really do feel like water's going to be cleansing for you. I feel like water's going to be cleansing. And as we're talking about water being cleansing, we have the healing card and we have the ocean wave card. I really do feel like it's going to be cleansing for you. It's going to allow you to focus on something because there's something about the fluidity on which water moves that is going to be extremely helpful for your energy. It's not only going to have a calming effect for you during your healing process, but it's going to kickstart your light body's flow. It's going to kickstart the movement of things through your light body. 11:11 on the clock. It's going to move things through your light body. I don't know. Shut up. Shut your mouth. Look at this. The movement card, as we're talking about movement through your light body. What? Confirmations. I feel like I need to say wipe out. I don't know why. But I'm going to be honest. I really feel as though sometimes I feel like you're missing community. And I feel like it just goes back to the shutting yourself away and distracting yourself with other things. And I feel like they're asking you to kind of clear out some of the busy. And some of the busy is part of these distractions. Some of the busy is part of... Oh, 11... Didn't I just say 11:11? Weird. That time must be off from the phone time. Weird. But it wasn't before. I don't know. That's weird. Odd. 11:11 must be important for you. Because that was weird. But they're just talking about how the disconnect from everything, kind of your hermit, kind of like leaves you wanting something. Kind of leaves you a little bit like in between, you know. You need to connect again with the core of what you are, and the core of what you are the elements. I don't know if you realize how crucial the elements are to you in specific. They're huge in the way that your energy works, and I can understand that because they are for me too. And I feel like they're big for everybody, but the elements are big for you in the way that you don't really realize how easy it's going to be for you to do things when you have the elements in mind. Calming down, releasing, finding peace, healing for you, there's just something with your energy that it's going to work well when you're working with the raw elements. And this is what they want you to start pairing in more. Specifically water, but then they're just talking about for your mind, not just your energy in your body, for your mind, how nature in general is going to be amazing for you. Like the woo-saw that nature gives is gonna do it for you, Miss Melissa. Do you have, I'll scroll back through and read everything in a second. Do you have any questions, comments, or anything? Well, good for you. You don't have to. I post all of these on YouTube. So you can always screen record, should you wish to, or just rewatch it. So about 24 hours, this will be posted to our YouTube channel. It'll be time-stamped with your read. It'll be dated, and it'll be time-stamped with the time we went live. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. So that way people can re-listen, because... Oh, you're fine. It's just part of what I do because I work with energies. It's just how it works. Just how it works. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. I'm a natural transmuter. That's why I burp so much. It's just because I transmute it while we're doing this. So don't feel bad. But I'm glad everything resonated. You know, thank you for waiting. Thank you for spending your time, space, energy. Thank you for supporting. Like, thank you so much. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I work with past people. I work with dead people. So I feel all types of pain that I didn't realize was a thing. So it's okay. It's okay. It's part of what I'm put here to do. It's part of my spiritual burden that I just release and go about my way. Yeah. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard. Is your BFF a masculine? Is your BF... Somebody commented something and I'm just letting you know I can't see it. We got a filtered comment thing, so whatever you wrote, I can't see it. Is your BFF a masculine? Kind of taller-ish, maybe like, I want to say taller-ish, but then I was going to throw out a small number, which was weird. I was going to say taller, but then I was going to throw out like 5'8", and that doesn't seem very tall, but I'm short, so that's taller than me. Kind of thinner, narrower chin. Narrower chin. Not like, but like, narrower chin. I don't think this one's yours. I'm not sure who this one is, but I don't think this is your friend. I don't think this is your friend. I don't think this is your friend. Because it's a masculine. It's a masculine, not a feminine. He's got like a baggy black hoodie on. Like baggy black hoodie. Face kind of tapers down into like a chin. That was just odd. Why did I say it like that? Into like a small, yeah. It was like weird because I was gonna say it was tall, and then the first thing I was gonna say was like 5'5", and then I was like, what? And then they're like 5'8", 5'8". I'm like, okay, sure. But I just don't know if they're fibbing. Because they don't quite look like 5'8". They don't quite look 5'8". But they definitely look slender. And I am seeing a big black hoodie, like a big baggy hoodie. And I want to say if we were in like the 90s, this person would have had a wallet with a chain. Like, I feel like this is the vibe. Like, this person would have had a wallet with a chain. But, so, that's interesting. But, well, thank you so much, Miss Melissa. Thank you for all your time, your energy spent. It is much appreciated. And I hope to see you around again. Whoop whoop. Miss K. Miss K, are you still here? I know you've been waiting, and I appreciate it. As we take care of everybody else. No worries. No worries. Alright, Miss K. Do you have any, well, good. I always tell people never apologize either. Do you have any specific question that you would like felt into? I feel like you might, but don't feel pressure if you don't. I know that's a weird thing to say. Are you thinking? Are you thinking? Because somebody, I feel like someone just whispered, she's thinking. Well, go ahead and fire your question away. You know what I mean? I can still pull the what do you need to know. But now I'm just curious because your team's like, she's thinking. So it makes me feel like you're debating whether or not you want to ask the question. So anytime somebody's questioning the question, you already got me excited because now I'm like, ooh, this is going to be a juicy question. It's going to be a juicy question. If it's that serious that you're debating it, you know. Someone says about time. You have a feminine who's got all the jokes. You got a feminine over here who has all the jokes. She says step 1, admit you're crazy. Step 2. Like, that's literally what she just said. Step 1, admit you're crazy. Step 2. Oh my goodness. Honestly, she's making me feel like it's a good thing. She's not making me feel like it's a bad thing. Because to be honest, I really feel as though I feel like she's saying, like, well, we always knew you were crazy. But, like, in a funny friend way, not like in, like, a, not like in a serious, like, get that straitjacket on. But, I don't know if this is something that you, joked about. If you two joked about together, that one day you were just gonna go off your rocker. But she's making me feel like this is something that you guys used to kid about. Or, this was just like an undertone that when things got a little like, whoop, you're just like, oh, well, that's just me. I've lost it. Like, kind of a thing. Are you getting ear pressure? And this would be my, left ear. And I'm just getting like, it's not like the outer ear. It's like almost base the base, like, ear, almost like TMJ jaw kind of a thing. Like, I feel like my ear almost needs to pop, but then it almost feels like a pain pressure. Dude, she is not letting the crazy thing go. She is not letting the crazy thing go. Like, she's starting to quote movies now. Some of the best people are. Like, she's starting to quote movies now. Like, she's not letting up, like, anytime soon. So this has to be something that you guys, I feel like, went round and round about. Like, almost like if I could just be sitting across the table from my bestie and we just have to say one stupid thing and then we're laughing for 45 minutes. Like, if she gives me this kind of energy where you could start with something, you guys would both be laughing, and then all of a sudden it's like you'd be back and forth and then you're just laughing at each other's laughs. Like, it's this kind of an energy to where I feel like she, for you, was your light bringer. And I'm getting cold chills. I feel like for you, she was your light bringer. She was somebody who kept it fresh, is the way I want to say it. I don't know how to make that make sense, but I feel like she's somebody who kept it fresh, kept it moving, and kept it upbeat maybe, and kept it upbeat. Like, she was your light to your dark. I don't know how to make that make sense. And I don't want to say your joy stopped when she stopped. I don't want to say it like that, but I'm getting a lot of cold chills, and I feel like there was a turning point surrounding her passing. There was a turning point, and it might be something that's hard to talk about, hard to deal with. Because I feel like I just, all of a sudden, my throat just went and, like, closed up. And I feel like verbalizing things might not be your strong suit. Verbalizing things might be something that does not come naturally to you. Unless it's sass and anger. It doesn't come naturally to you. And she's just talking about your need to smile. Like, your need to smile again. So I don't know how serious you've been taking yourself. And if you haven't had big belly laughs recently. And if you haven't been putting all of the energy and the oomph into this type of joy of self. This type of joy of living. You know what I mean? That type of a thing. Like, I just really get the feeling like she was the person holding your flag. Like, that's the only way I know to say that. Like, I feel as though, and I'll read that in a minute. I feel as though, I feel like she was the person to kind of come in running, waving your flag for you. Like, that's the way I want to say it. Like, she's like, look at my bitch bestie. Like, look at, like, you know what I mean? And she was like your, I don't want to say rock. I don't know why. I don't want to say rock, but, like, it's literally just makes me feel like she was truly one of, like, your ride or dies. Like, even when you weren't for you, she was for you. Like, that's the way I want to say that. Like, even when you had doubts, she was like, nah, bitch, we got this. Like, it's almost 1,000%, like, this vibe, like, where she feels very, mess with her, you mess with everybody kind of vibe. Like, don't make me step. Like, that's where I feel like it. I feel like she's not afraid to swing. My back's getting cold. I feel like she's not afraid to swing if she had to. Or hit him with a truck. That was odd. Hit him with a truck? Are we running people over now? Okay. Hey, you know, no judge. No judge. No judge. Did you ever, like, lay low? Did you ever lay low with her? lay low at her house. I don't know if she was like a physical escape for you sometimes. But she's using the word lay low. So I don't know if this is a situation that maybe sometimes you just had to blow off some steam. Maybe this is something that just, I kind of feel like she's part of your saving grace. Like she had no problem being who you needed her to be when you needed her to be it. This is what she brought to the table for you. And she did it out of love. She did it out of love. She didn't do it for any other reason. You didn't have to give her a single thing back. She genuinely gave a fuck. Like, I feel the need to tell you, she's saying she genuinely gave a fuck. Like, you couldn't have paid her to give a fuck. But when it came to you, she genuinely cared. Let's see, were you guys, like, couch people? And I don't know how to make that make sense. I don't know how to make that make sense. Did you guys, like, when you guys hung, maybe that's the way I should say it, when you guys hung out, were you just, like, couch potatoes? Like, you didn't really need anything, like sweatpants and, like, a good movie and maybe you got takeout together? Like, it's giving, like, girl time vibes. No matter what was going on, it was like, well, you could just, at my place, and, like, we could just chill out while we get dinner, while we order, I'm feeling need to say Chinese, while we just order Chinese, you pick a movie, and, you know, like, it's just, like, I don't know, it's just kind of almost like she was, like, your, like, shoulder, like, she was literally, like, she's like, what do you need? Yeah, let's just do it. Like, it was just one of these things, and I feel as though when she's talking about, like, your light, like, that's what she's talking about, like, that part of stability, that part of somebody's got your ass, that part of you're not alone in this, because she's saying you're not alone in this, that kind of a thing, makes me feel as though that kind of went away when she died. That kind of went away when she passed. Like, she was that person. Like, if you could have had a special person, that was it. Like, she was your person. It's giving that kind of a feeling here. Like, she was 100% your person. And it's giving me the feeling like when she left, it just poofed. Like, it just was like, all of a sudden, it wasn't like a dwindling, it just poofed. And the stability was right there, but you didn't know how to deal with it then, because, not to be in a bad way, but you didn't deal with it. You didn't. She helped you escape it. There's a difference. And then when she left, it was still there, and you had to deal with it. She's saying you struggled, but you tried. She keeps saying it over and over again. She struggled, but she tried. She struggled, but she tried. She's saying a lot of sad nights. She keeps saying a lot of sad nights. So I just want to let you know that she watched you struggle bust through it. She's saying cry your way through it. She watched you cry your way through it. She's saying at some point, you're going to have to look at it, is what she's saying. At some point, you're going to have to look at it. She's talking about control. I don't know if she was one that nobody was allowed to control you, but she's talking about not looking at it is allowing it to control you, and she's talking about you shouldn't give it control. Like, this is what she's just using the word control a lot. Like, you shouldn't allow it to have control over you is the way that she's phrasing it. It makes me feel as though she didn't like anybody else to be in control of you but you or her. is she's funny, is kind of I feel like she got that. She got the joke. Or feeling like she gives me like that vibe of a person who's just like who will like turn around and like, she didn't say this, so like this is just, she's bringing me back to like me and my friends, so like, just, you know, it's almost just like you'd be like, Jesus, whore, and then somebody else will call your friend a whore, and you're like, whoa, 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 what'd you just call her? Slow down, excuse you. Like, it's that kind of a vibe to where like you guys can joke around and have fun, and she can kind of push you around a little bit in the realm of friends, and she can tell you what to do, but nobody else gets to do that. Like, it's just like instant face drop. Nobody else gets to do that. And that's the kind of energy that I feel like she steps with. It's just like, ha 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 ha, what'd you say? You don't know him. What are you doing? Like, it's that kind of energy. And I feel like that just goes back to protection. With her specifically, it goes back to her seeing you as somebody she needed to protect, and she's saying that you didn't do it to her. It was something she willingly chose to do. So I don't know if at some point that if you ever felt like a burden to her, or if you ever felt like sometimes you were asking too much of her that you couldn't give back to her in some way. She's basically telling you shush, 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 shush. No, that's not the case. She's saying she chose it, and I feel like she's doing one of these. So I don't know if she was somebody who talked with her head, but I feel like she just did one of these, and she was like, I chose it, and I would do it again. Like, that's like, she feels like she's swinging her head around, like with sass, like, and I would do it again. But she's just taking it like a circle. She's taking it in like a circle, and I would do it again. Like, and I feel like if it was me, I would throw bitch in the end of it. I'm doing it again, bitch. Like, but it's this kind of an energy. She's saying you need to look back with a different set of eyes. She's calling it accomplishment eyes. Accomplishment eyes? And I feel like sometimes you look back and you see the bad, but she's kind of wanting you to see some of the good sprinkled in there. She wants to see like a lot of like the positives of what you're reflecting on, and not just the negatives, because she's making me feel like you have a tendency to focus on the bad. And I want to use the word belittle. I feel like she's using the word belittle. Belittle yourself more than help yourself grow. Belittle yourself for having been in a certain place or a certain space, or choices. Choices and decisions. I feel the need to say choices and decisions. So maybe you made some bad choices in your life. So has everybody. And I feel like this is the energy that she flows with. So have I. I feel like she's pointing at herself going, I'm not perfect. And that's this kind of energy, is that she just wants you to be accepting of you and who you are, and not like... I feel as though you start moving through... I feel as though when you start moving through some of this denseness, I feel as though things are going to come back to you. I have the secret card out here, along with the memory card, along with the peace card and the growth card. And I feel like as you continue on your growth and as you continue forward, I feel as though things are going to start coming back to you. Like almost in the way of like a remembrance. Once you fight through the fear, once you look at everything, I feel like they're talking about a lot of moving parts. Like, you're not just like one thing. It's like one thing that turns one gear, that runs a belt, that breaks off into 3 gears, that has 4 pins, that drops down into 4. Like, it just makes me feel like this is a larger mechanism. And I feel like they're describing you as being an intricate... This is going to sound weird and a little bit like, woo, but they're describing you almost kind of like as an intricate piece of art. And I know that sounds weird, but it's like where one thing isn't just it. It has this cascading ripple domino effect to where you have multiple things moving and turning and all at once. And this is part of your healing, is the fact that because of the way you grew up and because of the things you've experienced, you're doing more than one thing at once. And they're saying it's only natural that because you've done so much at once that your healing journey is exactly the same. So if you ever feel chaotic, if you ever feel unbalanced and kind of all over the place in the way of what do you do and where you're going, what's next, and you're having trouble holding a thought, and you feel very, I'm going to use the word scattered, you feel very scattered, it's because some people just work at one thing at a time. And what ends up happening is that some people, welcome to the club, some people end up working on 10 things at the same time and then 3 things they don't even realize is happening at the same time. And I feel like they're alluding to you being one of these people who you're going to end up healing 10 things at once and you didn't realize it, and you're going to get a flood. And the flood is going to feel wild. And even if it's a flood of no tangible, conscious thought, it's a flood of energy, and the energy is going to be overwhelming. The energy is going to be overwhelming. And I feel, now we have the wisdom card out here. I really do feel like when you start looking at some of this, you're going to come back with, I want to call them memories. You're going to come back with memories. I feel like this is going to be a huge part of remembrance for you. And someone keeps tapping my head. You're going to have a huge part of remembrance for you. This is going to be something that, that was the worst shuffle in world history. This is going to be something that you're going to start remembering things you forgot. You're going to start remembering things you forgot. Because they're going to be allowed to be remembered. Because what happens is you're turning your fight or flight off, your brain's mechanism to save the body and not access memories. You're going to start turning it off, and you're going to start bridging the spaces. So don't be surprised if some memories come back and you're like, I forgot I remembered that. It's normal. A lot of the people that I deal with who sometimes feel a little scattered and feel like they can't remember things, a lot of times it does come back. But they are telling you to have patience. And I don't just mean like sit around and do nothing. That's not what I'm talking about. They're talking about have patience with yourself. Like, you need to show yourself grace. You need to show yourself forgiveness. And your friend is going, that right there, that right there, that right there. So I don't know what you haven't forgiven yourself for. She's like, but it's about time. But we need to do this. Like, you need to forgive yourself. This is a huge part of showing yourself grace. Before you forgive anybody else, you have to forgive yourself. This is one of the hardest tasks you can do. Is forgive yourself and truly mean it. Truly mean it. Because you need to come to terms with the fact that you did the best that you could in the time that you had with what you had. In that moment that you lived that experience, and it doesn't matter which experience it is from your past, you did the best you could with what you had. So you have to forgive yourself from looking back in hindsight with all the judgment. Because you could shoulda, coulda, woulda yourself to death. And you shouldn't. You could shoulda, coulda, woulda your life away. And you shouldn't. I feel like it's really time for you to rest your head for the first time. I feel the need to tell you to, like, actually rest your head. So I don't know how long it's been since you've had a peaceful, restful, refreshing sleep. But that's what you need. So you need to ask yourself what you need to cultivate it, and then go do it. You need to take a shower, and then you need to cry a little bit. You need to cry a lot of bit. You need to be left alone. You know, like what you need to take a tea. You gotta drink some tea. Like what do you need to do? Because they're talking about you need to give yourself a peaceful moment of sleep to recoup. So you need to be like in your bed. I don't know if you're someone who falls asleep on the couch sometimes, but you need to like really focus on your wind down being a self time and not being she's saying mom chores, not being mom chores, but truly being a wind down for yourself. And truly being, okay, this is a second where I can give to me. What do I need? Do you need to go somewhere and cry? You need to go in the laundry room and cry? I don't know why I said laundry room, but we'll go with it. You need to go to the laundry room and cry? You know? Do you need to pat yourself in the back? Do you need to unwind and watch some television? Like for you, with nobody around, nobody stealing the remote? Like, do you need to read a book? Do you need to cook something? Like, what do you need to do? Because there's this piece of self that you're not allowing to breathe. And this is why sometimes you feel so suffocated, and I feel the need to use the word suffocated. This is why you feel so suffocated sometimes, is because you're not actually giving your energy the room to breathe. You're just continuing on. You're just going. And if you can get to a level of peace in your sleep, it's going to be a game changer for you, not only energetically, but you're going to enjoy sleep. Like, you're going to enjoy it because you're going to wake up refreshed and you're going to hate yourself less. I feel the need to say that, and I know that might sound harsh, but you're going to hate yourself less. And there's something about the calmness of sleep, and I'm getting a little bit of like a headache kind of pulsing above my right ear. There's something about the peacefulness of sleep, that something's going to occur while you're asleep that is going to assist you in healing. I don't know if that's a memory. I don't know if that's talking to past loved ones in your subconscious. I don't know what that is, and my ears ringing. But it's going to be something that happens in the detachment moment from when your conscious rises. And it kind of does a little bit of a travel walk, and you kind of get to learn a little bit outside of out of the physical. It's gonna be they're using the word cathartic. That's a big word. It's gonna be cathartic for you. It's gonna be something that you're gonna find yourself longing to do because it feels better, because you feel better in the long run. And they're talking about this being something that's going to spark your want to heal. It's going to spark your fire to heal, and I'm getting a ton of head pressure. It's going to start lighting your fire, stoking your flames, and it's going to show you how good you feel after release, after healing, after unpacking a little bit, because I feel like right now, while you might be slowly attempting to do some things, you're not really getting a whole lot of woosah relief. So you almost just feel like you're re-traumatizing yourself. That's the way I want to say it. Like, you almost feel like you're re-traumatizing yourself, and you're not getting the release you're after. And they're just saying that this type of peaceful sleep is going to allow the energetic body to release more. And it's going to allow the peace state to really grab hold. And you're going to start to feel a difference. And people will notice the difference when you feel the difference. And nobody's noticing it right now. I feel the need to tell you that you're not being noticed in the way of what you're trying to do. And that's okay. They're going to notice. They are. But it's not today. And you're going to get to a certain level where you don't care if they notice or not. I'm going to be 100% honest. You're going to get to a level where it's not going to matter because you feel better. And that's going to be the game changer for all of this. That's going to be your harmony. That's going to be you fully back into oneness. That's going to be you having moved through, but that's also going to be your revival. That's going to be your rebirth. That's going to be your accepting self again. Did she used to call you a punk, your friend? She used to use the word punk. She's giving me like this joshing feeling. Almost like she's telling you not to be a punk, but I don't know if she would have used the word punk or not, but this is like the kind of energy that she's giving me. Like, now that it got super serious, now she wants to lighten it up, and she's don't be a punk. Like, that's the this is the kind of energy that she's giving. Alright, Miss K, do you have anything that you would like restated or said a different way or anything like that? I'm gonna scroll back through these real fast. T. In the flesh. In the flesh? That's funny because she's not in the flesh. That's funny. That's funny. That's like actually funny. I know, I'm good. We didn't joke about me going nuts in life, but I feel like he would have supported me in the process. Oh, geez. Well, then there you go. I disappear over by her all the time. Literally lost my... Oh, geez. I'm sorry. She'd be the only one that ever allowed me to sit, just protect me from parents. Constant demands that I don't ever think I process her death. Oh, no. Yeah, no. It's her. I feel bad because I feel like it's my aunt, but I've lost a lot of the memory. No, I feel like it's your friend. I don't feel like it's your aunt. I feel like it's more your friend. I ended up pulling away and moved away. Yeah, but that's the forgiving yourself, the part that you gotta do. Thank you, Keys, for being the best mod ever. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. Well, Miss K. I hope that helps. I hope that this helps you in some sort of way. Because you got some sassy energy over here who's on your side 100%. So I don't know who the sass is, but she's on your side 100%. Thank you so much for everyone who's hung out here. Thank you so much for all the time and energy spent. Thank you for all the likes. We're at 15K. That's amazing. Thank you so much. We are going to be on tomorrow in the afternoon. Thank you so much for the rose and the gifts. I will see you guys all tomorrow. We'll be on around like 11:30-ish. Now I'm even more confused because I didn't have anyone in life. This could have been in life, but I wish I could figure out how to talk to her. Unless they're both here and just talking at different times, they're both standing. I mean, like whoever this feminine is for you, they're standing off to my right. and they have very similar energy. But the way the energy is coming in, it's making me feel more like a friend. It's making me feel more like a buddy that would have been your protector. That would have been the person that you, the person you sought for cover. Like, that's the type of energy that it's making me feel like. It feels like she was the one that you escaped to. So whoever that feminine is, that's the energy. So I don't know as to whether or not, that's your friend or your aunt. Because when I read the question, is it T, I heard in the flesh, which was funny, given the circumstances. But they only ever talk at one time, so, like, one at a time, so I'm not picking up two energies unless they're standing super close to each other, which is possible because I haven't really been given a lot of visuals with this one. They've been all auditory, so it's entirely possible. I did not pick it apart, only because we didn't do mediumship. So yeah. It's like I have a wall between me and my guides now. She was the only teen when I was born. She's not a normal auntie. Yeah, but you know what? If it resonates for you, because I don't know any of your people. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know any of your people. So if it resonates for you, being an aunt, that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? I feel like she's a past person. It doesn't feel like a guide. It feels like a denser, passed on energy, like it has walked the plane with you, because the way she's describing the fact that you went over to her house. And that you literally spent time with her. So it makes me feel like y'all were together. You know what I'm saying? Alright, guys. Well, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for everyone who got a read tonight. I will be posting these on YouTube like normal. So if you are wanting to rewatch anything you read, they'll be timestamped. It'll be posted. Just give me 24 hours because it's already midnight over here. It's already midnight over here. So just give me like 12 hours and we'll try to get it posted up there for you. Thank you so much. Then yeah, so if you hid at you, because it would be the person that you hid at. They're like, so if you hid at your aunt's and you would consider your aunt your bestie, that's then that's it. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's it then, because that's the only thing is that you guys would have physically spent time together. Like, she was your like protector, your ride or die, like nobody fucks with you kind of shit. Like, that's the kind of energy that she has. So if that fits your aunt, then 1000% your aunt. And it just could be that T could be in the background, and when I read that question, she could be like in the flesh. Like, I don't know, but it just came in as like in the flesh, which made me laugh. But yeah, so thank you guys. We have a website. You should join it because it's awesome. www.childofbalance.com. Thank you so much for all your time and energy spent here tonight. It is much appreciated. Thank you for all the gifts, all the love, all the shares, all the follows. Thank you. It allows us to do what we do, and it's helping us to grow the business, and I could not be more happy. I will see you guys all tomorrow. We'll be on around like 11:30. I'm going to shoot for 11:30, noon by the latest Eastern Standard Time. 44% battery left. Thank you so much to everybody who waited for the list and waited to get their reads. It is much appreciated. I will see you guys all later. Thank you.